The program Salon today they continue as I introduce one of my guests inside the studio. We're in Dr. Victor Moinina, we're a researcher, consultant, and lecturer pro Idealist Limited. Before we start for look at the topic them where we then at the studios this afternoon. Firstly, how you go assess the leadership of President Bureau in 7 years?
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Usman. This question you asked is a very technical one because inside the 7 years, we don't get to mix feelings about how things tend to go. We also get some highs and lows. Some of them, of course, we as Sierra Leoneans, we know. But I can tell people and categorically say the mandate of the president, it starts with very high expectation. Like everybody was feeling like, okay, this is another transformative leadership we're going to have, especially when we look at in trajectory as a military person. We rule this country for 3 months before he hand over to Abeti Jankaba and we get democracy. So where Ibide came into office, a lot of expectations were flying high. In our post, we are be very optimistic that there was going to be a lot of changes. Of course, for the first year, I see some 1-2 movement that we make, and it make our begin feel like, so, okay, we are on the right track. But as time goes on, it became business as usual. We begin seeing things and begin go down the drain, and sometimes it becomes very difficult to understand the kind of leadership we really get. We can always say, find for that you blame Dipa, but now Dipa is the appointing cabinet. So if anything goes wrong, we don't blame the cabinet, we blame His Excellency because, of course, 90 appoints people and 90 sack and 90 appoint and make things happen in the country. So I go say from my own perspective, generally, it has been a mixed feelings of high and low. And of course, as every government, we get good times and we get bad times and we get sometimes that we will feel disappointed. But of course, there's still room for improvement. We still get at least 3 more years for a complete 10 years. So inside that 3 years, we can see what can happen. And if we do well, of course, we go praise them. But if you not do well, there are errors, we can talk about it.
All right. As you also say, and plenty people believe, say, the president not able to do everything by himself, and I make it appoint people for all different positions them. But when it come pan issues them where maybe the country not they go into the right direction, people can directly blame the president. You think say now the president for take the blame, or now the people where they around maybe not they do what they're supposed to do?
Well, I go say they blame the president because now bring the new direction come for we. So every time we say the direction where they go on the old one, so if we can't to a new direction. Why would they blame him? Is because no matter what happens, somebody has to take the responsibility. Somebody has to take the fall for what really they go wrong. If you look at in big 5 game changers, priority given to a lot of areas, agriculture, youth development. First, we start with education, but the education gets a lot of question marks. Like I say in one of our sister program, wait till we start with as education, school feeding program. Go to the schools in the provinces. You can't see anything there right now. And at the end of the day, who that we get for ask questions, if not His Excellency? I be feeling we get this second town hall meeting, we not appear. Because if he was there, or even if he he connects online, it would have sent a different signal to people. But for you not appearing and your Minister of Information and Civic Education telling us that, oh, His Excellency did join virtually, like a day or 2 they watch. So if you're able to join virtually for watch, why not go able to join virtually for comments and answer with questions? And these are just the things that we need for do. In the US, we call it midterm election, but in Sierra Leone, we not get midterm election. So unfortunately, we can't do that. But we need for know whose direction they actually head to, because this direction way they put we to, not to the new direction we be promised we.
All right, now we start for look at the topic them, and inside in first 5 year, one of the things that we now in key, thing that we may talk about get for do with the free quality education. Everybody gets interpretation.
Yeah.
As a lecturer and researcher, how you go assess inside this 7 year the education sector?
Anything when are free, you need get quality. Even if you work yourself in the street, you spend money. The way they spend the money, you're not going to actually able to explain what you use the money for. So I believe say anything when are free, you need to get the high quality we think of. Devoid of that, where it starts the program, the free quality education, Me, I see the free quality education because I was fortunate to read the policy document. Now, be just a continuation of the Sababu Education Project under Pakaba. And of course, Professor Alfawi was the Minister of Education then. He was also Minister of Tertiary Education at the time, hoping that we were going to continue, but we're not able for doing. At the end of the day, like I say, one of the things that I talk about school feeding program, we know they see it they continue right now, and now the provinces, most of the people they go school because of that food. That's that school feeding program, because you know, say most of them parents and are farmers. So if unable to provide lunch for you or provide food for you, at least that school feeding program supposed to be that way they cushion and make let things they happen easily. But we not see that they happen. Now, even the schools that we will not pay school fee for. I can imagine I get one boy with it to me we either go government school. So we see continuity, then I don't think so we'll get anything at the end of the day. So I believe, say, for me, if I for rate on a Likert scale, between 1 to 10, I go get like a 2 over 10. Where I believe, say, it still gets a lot of work for them.
It's 2 over 10.
Structure and facilities for handle then thing there so we get. So for me, I will not take that as a pass. I will take and say a matter of consideration. Like I say, there is a lot of gray areas within that side where we need for work on as a country. And mind you, Salona for we all, not for one person. We are all Sierra Leoneans and we're entitled to forget the same thing.
Alright, you talk about gray areas that we need for improve. Which area then specific where government need for improve so that at least the education sector go reach international standard?
I got do a research quite recently in a place where they call Sembe Kukufili. It is 2 miles away from Bo, like towards the Pujan axis. They get school there, yeah, but the infrastructure even small. You know they do for even seat all the children in the school. Benches no they, blackboard no they. Then another thing back where they talk about. You know, so I talk about enrollment and the quality teachers. Some of the teachers they already teach at the school and they don't even qualify. Can you imagine? I go do research now, Kailaon, and I be on education program. Why go there? Go meet the teacher they struggle for teaching picking them. Why go teach? That's okay. Make a happy because of course as a researcher you're not supposed to give money. But if you meet a service you go on, of course you can give service. So why take me time? I explain give the picking them. Inside that 5 minutes, they are able to get much of their attention. By the time I done for doing my research, and when I was leaving, even the teacher told me say, I say, even Mr. say, way nice teacher, I learned from you. So the question now is, do we have quality teachers? Some of who fortunate to go private school then, but when we come up private school, go government school, I find out that this was a lapse. But of course, this is not a waiting all Sierra Leone will tell you. But there is a gray area, especially with infrastructure, buildings not there, benches not there, chairs not there. Even the teachers themselves, some of their salaries not even come on time. Yeah, then we tell you, so we get ghost teachers, we get this, we get that. But these are all the issues, and these are things where we need for sort out if we really serious about the governance structure.
All right. One thing where the government self-media emphasize on get for with the one school shift system.
Yeah.
As a researcher, you don't able for look around some of the areas there for see whether still we don't go into the one school shift system.
I know say some school they don't go into like St. Edwards, then they one shift now. Of course, Sierra Leone Grammar School, not to government school, private school, they don't go into one shift. But waiting can be the limitation for the one shift. About that, most of the schools are not get adequate buildings. Let's say if St. Joseph decide for go one shift now, who's all the picking there in the sit down? The morning shifts and the afternoon shift, then so boku that then decide for split and two so that they will get enough sitting capacity. But if they go one shift now, do they have enough infrastructure for that? So the question is not about having the one shift. Do we have the buildings? Can it house everybody? Because if you ask the number of students, I can imagine, because of course, me a lecturer, I been look at the number that we see was. Last year we get over 200,000. We see well over 213 and 220,000 or 230,000 around that number there. We see was. If let's say hypothetically we get 100,000 we get requirements for university, can they be taken? Oh, doctor, I did try for go now. I go join the class. Imagine say the lecture, then somebody did a market. You the market noise all, and almost people then go actually concentrate on that. So we don't experimental, we don't see the city capacity is really truly not available for us.
Alright. We see in a recent time we are in picking the way suppose for take this was no me able to take due to issues them where WAEC they blame the ministry they blame WAEC. In this case, as na government flagship program, what do you think say the government for don't do for them picking and not for don't left out on this exam?
I believe that if I don't start with engagement, everything where you did do, you came for engage with the partner, listen to inside of the story, and then you can propel solutions as to how you're able to reduce or pull them problem and they come out. But one thing again, I can always say sarcastically among people in that now why can they determine person future now in this country? Like you don't start with science stream. You see to ask the first and they not give you. You see to ask the second and they not give you. You go try commercial stream. You see to ask the first and they not give you. You see to ask the second and they not give you. Then you go art stream. As you see to 110, so you get that. Automatically you don't see to ask 510. So instead of 510, they order they pay. And who is responsible for those things? So you find out see, these are all things that we not go blame one person. It's a shared responsibility. We all get a responsibility towards this whole thing. For we solve them or for we continue for the problem day. I believe the government need for engage more and government need for get that discussion day for see how best we could be able to solve that.
All right. Now, we see again we are in if the last day we picking a seat, we see the colleges them back conduct exam. Is it that not believe they not believe some of the results them we them picking their pool?
Well, I don't think so. Not believe, we not believe, but we get it. If we get some money there with the kind side, I believe say we get was it $55 million we then give recently for agriculture. So I believe say there is progress, but as a whole,
the quality education system they go, but it gets boku bots. They bought. We see say parents say they grumble say that they spend boku money, that they spend on school charges, that they spend on so many things within the school. Not only the tuition, because waiting President Biobi talk about now for pay free tuition. But that can go back with the materials and other learning, the materials with the infrastructures the way it say go put. He even talk say it go eradicate the 2-shift system. We know that we be done they meet where we born 1-shift system. We don't see say most of the schools are now done they enroll into one school system, and the school activities them we they talk about infrastructure. We don't see them kind of stuff then they waiting. But the challenges are immense, right? You go up to the university level, it say it go give, on the science side, it go give scholarship, more especially to women, then we go there into science, business. All of them saying they will look at them say a good, but the challenges are immense. And how for tackle them challenges and they will be on the profile solution say. In the first place, if then charges and they way school, then they give to parents them. Why don't go put her into the banking system for make parents and go pay na bank rather than use the school itself wages. People then way them put in a position, they know they do the work effectively. We don't hear about the porter system where then say then picking there for able for our school system for able for use this porter system where it good. In fact, we go to universities and now all the system like IPAM they don't begin use and doc would tell you now say most of them, even though that universities talk about Jala, they don't begin they go into that. So the school system more like then transition. Talk about MPSC, they would say Boku Pikinosi. All of these are lapses. Then talk about Beke, they would say Boku Pikinosi. All are lapses. Then talk about WAS, when I'm more dangerous. How it happen? You're able the chief examiner, we then put time in on anti-corruption call to book. That now we will raise Boku talk why this will happen. Why we really collaborate with the relevant authorities. For me, I even talk to the Ministry of Education, the minister itself. They talk say yes, but it need for be robust. Because for let you sit down a school not able for go into the digitalized system, it means una system get issue. Yeah? So now monitoring. I always they talk about monitoring and evaluation. into governance setting. So for me, all of them say we lap. Now you don't cause them kind of stuff then because people the way they put now them position the effectiveness they need to show up. Always in the ones now how them for take and put na pockets. When they talk about money matrix, we be there the other day. People they call that the education business don't talk money business, and that we get for wipe. Now that the system get for wipe. Then we see. Let me tell you about how we not for the make. Let's digitalize the system. How money because this money where they touch we now you don't cause them boku problem. Let we digitalize the system. If you know say na 6334 system, you get for the way to call continual assessments from that transitional period where became they sit from MPSC. When I capture the picking data from that kind of stuff there. If you know say that picking from that MPSC, you get for get to another level for sit Beke, when I capture the picking in that kind of light. You understand? This don't be the problem all this while. What thing they do? When the governments go don't pay for them free tuitions, the teacher themselves or the principals themselves, then picking their way non legible or people like not see because don't see 45 year, 50 year to go for go sit under secondary school. You understand? Which is not correct. For me, the schools they need for do the needful. And the principals, now you be there now, you do the interview. The principals they don't know how they talk say one of the challenges where they get for them get the subsidy. In fact, with government they give them, and then they come on time. But that also not for use that for do the thing that we're not correct. In fact, because they get them money then they or subvention on time, they go now for take picking them or people them we for can sit under them schools. So for them capture them, instead they will go take them people away they don't pay how many millions. Some people they pay them 10 million for seats what's on the school. People they pay 7 million when are 7,000. I beg your pardon. They pay them money then they. So imagine where you the cow that is 5,000, 7,000 for go pay. That principal will look that money they left farm for you that ordinary possible government and they pay for you as. So these are the issues where we get. So then say we talk to the dog, you talk to the bone. Even though government gets in your side, but the principals themselves, the administrative wings of them schools and they themselves need for sober. Let we left the sabotage. Let we all sit down. That make me always say, few days we get to town hall meeting. We will talk about deepening the engagement with parliament. That we and parliament now then get for cluster we into all of them committees that they call oversight committee. Then committees and they, if na education committee, what would they as civil society? It not mean say for let people not misunderstand. When I buy they can buy we not so because we all model of civil society in Sierra Leone. We don't acclaim for be the best within because we approach even though people go hey civil society not the work. People feel say that pattern for work with governments and for alala then all you go choking up at them by old or you fet. That is not the case again. We use the pen. The pen is mightier than the sword. We use we own tool. Now make the days now we get civil societies are professional. We get lawyers, we get engineers, we get administrators, and we get different people. So we all get for be part of them, oversight committee and for they look into things the way we feel say the public for no. Yeah. So for me, the educational system now the lapses in one day monitoring. The people get for be sober. The people the way they in charge of the educational system. They give teachers award. They give other awards them. But let we make sure so we get them right. If we not get them right now, who say we get them right?
Okay.
Because this is not education for all. And the one way they deprive them people and they will not for go attend to themselves. A bad to themselves because of the money matrix business.
All right. With this can start for look at messages and calls, but quickly, what's in now your assessment inside this 2 year of President Bill at the agriculture sector?
Well, that now in second term program that one day it's a feed salon project, and this feed salon project where they talk about me they always say I don't they talk this agriculture they use agriculture for the sake of agriculture, or when we talk about farm the farm then we don't they do now subsistence farming we they do, that is to say it's you make farm and so much exactly what you they produce. Where we see now with traditional people and we all don't go through that in those days where they make farm now for go put boku bondo boku porous society. When that period is done, they begin going into wait again hunger strike. That's the end of the happen all this while. But where the president they talk about feed Sierra Leone, it means that Sierra Leone for able for feed itself. But how we go do am? We don't any other experts that don't come. FAO they don't come, other partners the way they into the food. Not to this government to more from the past government to now, we don't spend over $100 million, but we're not able to get and write it. When we talk about agriculture, we talk about the tools, the expertise. We talk about things the way for make we get the modern agriculture. Agriculture not to that farm for it, and for go to put bondo. We talk about farm for business. When you do agriculture, we say you go able for produce baku in them and sell to the market, and what you sell it enhance yourself in development. For me, for let we get standing right, the tools they will need. Always don't spend on researchers. They don't tell you about different, the methodology them, how we use, we how for use them, But me they say na salon, the kind system we get when you look at Boli Lansing, you go to Tomo album, you see boku land. But what we for do that expertise, we get for do irrigation. And irrigation need boku sense. The kind rain the way they come. The last time we where they do farming under rain can take all over. How we do them banking and they will for make then we crops and they no go destroy. So for me, though we not just they talk about agriculture, we can't sit down, we just put some pen and paper. The practical aspects of them.
Okay.
Chinese say they give boku rest. Now you say rest don't go down to 600. But what you want for see? Let the Chinese and successful they give you that rest day. We bring them come, let them can teach you their expertise, the tool them where they use, how they do them. Let we say get them because not mark you Sierra Leone be the export rice before. All of a sudden we can't pull out one day, Salon go into hunger strike.
Right.
Will be the queue for rest. We in the 80s, we see say people they queue for rest in this country from the 70s going down will lead to the war. But we thank God after the war, we need a queue for rest again. Okay. So what we for do now the technical aspects, how for improve the modern agriculture. We not to that farm for it no more. As I say, and so much. Let we do farm for business. And if we put all everything in the agriculture is it we say if all farm management put in place, that is to say, we wanna do sport scaring, we wanna do irrigation properly, we wanna broadcast properly, we wanna manage the system. Like not so by magical agriculture, not so by magic, na practical aspect. Okay. If then they all don't they in place, I think so we'll get it right. But for now, we'll not get it right. The pen and paper will the same part. That's what we say the BFP don't buy how many tons. But we now for waiting for make we the eat now where we say they sell. Can go no you say salon this year you don't send rest na Guinea, you don't send like how we do in those days. I think it's another kind of agriculture we for doing a salon.
Alright, continue for the with we inside the program. In name now Solomon Sundu, Executive Director for Bianchi Foundation. As we there for look at President Bion Sevin in office. We get in a sector like education, agriculture, and we can look at human capital development. But you already listen we and watch on our Facebook. You can send in a message our Facebook page or call on the number 077981981. Call and give contribution inside the program Salon today, or send you message on the number 077981981. All right, we get we first caller on the line. Good afternoon and welcome to Radio Democracy.
Yeah, good afternoon, Radio Democracy. The call from Standard Sport.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes, well, actually, the 7 year of His Excellency, first 5 years, you talk about free education, yes. Most times, I can for lay the premises by saying free education, although yes, they don't compare with them and walk away with it, but not to favor. If you go to section of Constitution, section 2, A, B, C, and D, they make it clear, say all governments forgive free education, compulsory free education. In fact, they even talk about adult education. So, if they don't walk away with it, and then the free education where President be introduced, in get a bigger picture, inside a bigger picture, they get components. One where they talk about feeding program, big supply of books, and even uniform. But if you look at it, I don't know which one's successful. Myself get access to that. And in fact, all the other government, they don't give that free education, they will talk about that. Like the profession don't make it clear, say, against Bank Yankaba, where you call it your Sababu education, and even the one way this government succeed from where the APC that's been given you by paying public fees for either a care or what, and even extend them to the tertiary level by paying 90% college fees for universities of this country. What I believe the way this government come, they make it difficult for even enter college with the free education, which can delay the university sector, so that's not the problem. So it's a good challenge. And talking about this free fees alone, although you have to also say, they know they try Panam, then they talk about summer bomb. They are not see where Chinese people will also be about 2,600 bags of rice. But after all that, they already local rice, and even the imported one, India, the professor, the commander market spend 500 Leone. If we let me on every for them, not so that they die, they come to border, they talk, say people they die and patrol for us. But now, not only to like the QE now, like the price, then the QE. So, thank you. I don't see success it.
It's plenty. Thank you for your contribution inside the program. The program na Salon today will come to you live from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Call on the number 077981981 or send in a message on the number 077981981 or drop on our Radio Democracy Facebook page. We'll take another call on the line. Good afternoon. Your name and where you call from?
Hello, good afternoon. I need more like a call from Regent.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I think so. We do election periods them. We citizens they vote for government them for improve their life them and cut costs from them from various sectors them. I think say after the war, the biggest scam we will ever get at this country now this free education. But you see, we majority of the people that we educate, we call educationists them. Whether it be now from civil society now or we journalists and I don't think so they really help the citizens for guidance judgments them when election period reach. If you check this free education, how much government is spend at each picking, those picking will begin school from class 1 to SS3, that's a good 12 years. Government they spend even reach 2,000 euros when our old euros 2 million euros by each picking. So the last government will be pay subsidy for picking them 75%, while the parents will be the 25% of the every college fees for each student them, and they pay for national exams them, whether be PK, NPSC, and WAS. So if you check the cost, what government is spent for each picking, when it reach 2,000 euros for 12 years, then this is picking out one seat was now, they don't get requirements to go to university. The government left all that burden, where even the last government took 75%. When even check the 1 year fees, where you go pay for your picking, it gets 6 million, 7 million, 9 million. If they're expensive past the 12 years, where government don't pay fee for your picking. So it's cost you put by the parent. When they reach to decide whether they really need to subsidize for the citizens them, you avoid the level totally. 100% give the citizens there. Then also where that man Mr. Where they sell cola, for provide. Because government they pay 30 euros for each picking from class 1 to class 6 for the whole year. Because I tell you per term. This is the biggest scam, but I can always say we journalists really before they give guys how government is spending resources them and the promises they make and the value of their promise now compared to the one the way they don't meet their predecessors there for getting the citizens that could plan for that decisions then where they can for choose governance there. But we're talking about picking our seats this year, down to picking our seats with. But the fundamental problem of parents there, right now you get people they go to schools. But majority don't talk about because they for pay the parents they look for afford university or technical fees them for the picking them. So like I always say after the war, these are the biggest.
Alright, we lost our caller there on the line. We'll take another call inside the program. Good afternoon, your name and where you call from?
Afternoon.
Your name and where you call from?
And Sarah, they call from
Okay,
And
ma.
this internet, for me, we also, and also that 2-3 days they reverse them beginning. And this program, where they start, see the say the level, Lima say 99% megawatt. Then now they tell we say like 35 megawatt. Yes. They are confused. Then they left 99. How that can now reach 35 and so? Yeah?
All right, man. Thank you very much for your contribution. The number is 077-981-981. Will you take another call? Good afternoon. Your name and where the call from?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. I can talk from Olympic.
Go ahead, sir.
Me concerned about this distribution of the podcast and the various schools. I understand the teachers them that the first parents they for pay 60,000 euros when I full money. So I will want for tell Mr. Solu and the other panelists within the studio because now then they see eye to eye with the minister, with the first gentleman and the education minister. Now that man are the free education. Then I want them tell we because some of we don't go find, some of we just stick to us for another movie. Let them tell we there's so much called graduation now. Now them primary school from class 1 knows the best classic. Then they pass graduation for put all in per parents there. I want them clarify this part. Who side student for which? What level? Where you for which? Where you will say, okay, me I can't graduate. Because me and I understand you, I know say na tertiary level, we don't go university. We don't go say okay, now I don't try last can go now. Now that na my own understanding for say na the other side where graduation is. But nowadays we see teachers that they impose graduation to parents there, and not so everybody able afford the money. You have to buy a lot of stuff then. If they won't tell you to me go to school and not one day pay for report card 20,000, and now they go say 50,000 only use. Now the free education is.
Alright, sir. Now, now school this? Now private or government?
Now government school services different primary school. Now with our first, but the left money then to it now. When our first year I get 2 picking there. So Friday night and off I go now. Now them granny tell me say they say that and then teacher they say 50,000 for your postcard.
Alright, sir. Alright, we get a lot of call. Will take this last call, then we come over to studio guests before we take another call. Good afternoon. Your name and where the call from?
Yeah, good afternoon. This is Concern Cities. I call from the Wazak.
Go ahead.
Please, I did talk directly to Dr. Mama with so much respect for as a researcher. I'll ask her this question on this education. As a professor, the previous government, Dr. Koma, the initiative when we do it, pay 70% to 80% college fee and everything. But this government, let me just come. I think the first student, they say, they for return, they may pay that 500,000 for acceptance, that they may get in saga and all that. Now, if you compare the two, waiting and meet, is it better than for me don't continue or than come scrap? Like whether one corner send a bigger scam, come pull, because now people need to drop out because college is also expensive. Why this government they prioritize education? Why they not continue for pay that college fee with Dr. Nescomam they pay them pull them as a flagship program, then they left the burden and with the citizen, then they say, oh, they are doing well. So please, Dr. Moena, if you, as your honest opinion, will you have continued with Anes Baikoma or
Alright, we lost our caller day, and with the kind of studio, we get a lot of call and messages so we don't inside the program. But we'll start off with you, Doc. You're the last caller.
Yeah, now I want to respond to so. I believe the governance and continuity if you not able for continue, if you're not able for continue with waiting you did do, it's like the governance process not day in place. So isn't the caller they ask, I believe say the question is really valid. Yes, the government for don't continue with waiting doctor and it's by my government we don't start with. But of course, each government we don't can they always decry the other governments, they not do nothing, they not do better, they not do this. So yes, I really share in sentiment that yes, it's supposed to be a continuity. But for scrap everything, well, I don't make way not develop now the country. I don't the backwardness of governance. Because other countries then they get a 5-year plan, they get 10 years plan, they get 15 years plan. So even when the government change, the plan continue. You they continue from inside the previous government stop. I can give you examples of countries like that. Look at Singapore. They always get a continuity plan. Government they go, government they come. But the country development is still continue for me. So now so it's supposed to be. And to the other callers, of course, we share sentiments. For that way in picking the Gona services, I believe say in a case study we they're supposed to follow up on. Because for the teacher demand for money from school picking. And some of them not go do it openly, then they expect so we go take the school the report card if I left something. Then go begin to say, hey, the mommy, we don't try for a picking over for the year, so you self left something. And then kind of say, well, I believe that's something we're supposed to do. And thank you to all the callers there. And also we get more calls and get for cancer.
Yes, somebody talk about graduation. You see, it don't be power now for picking the if you go class 1
But Daniel left to the school administration. Yes, today like a day, I noticed about school and get graduation now. From nursery to primary, from primary to secondary. Mr. Say when I be graduate the teacher come out primary school for go secondary. But he left for the school calendar. That one day we not going for discuss and much because each school get their own plans and agenda. But what's normal me they say is that for the sectors where we look at education, agriculture, government still gets a lot. When I say a lot, they get a lot for do. The work they don't even scratch itself on the surface. It still gets a long way for.
Alright, Mr. Sundu, as a civil society, somebody is concerned about services career in say Paupa and say them for give 50,000 for take report card.
Yes, say now that's we don't talk about the money matrix into the educational system, and we only condemn that kind of stuff. There, we good for the parents and our body. Looking at the economic situation, the country. But I want to also go with this call away say too much of graduation. Yes, first thing we graduate from one level, that is to say from primary to secondary. Then can tell you say, well, we cannot come out from that, primary level. We go to higher, school, high school in those days. Now so we put them. Now the graduation don't start from prep 1, you will see prep 2, prep 3. From that stuff now then say they graduate to class 1 again. So as my brother say, not just the school set up, but again then they all not too much of burden because as I say, Kumbwa now take the book learning business because the one for CC the picking and gets educated.
But even in the school structure, is supposed to be pauper?
Now that's how they say now. This is not the issue. Outside the school administration get for coming to. You understand for say no, who they extort too much money. But as I say, this one day we they in charge of their school teachers, they all don't turn the business as money. Make no hide this. The money business. Even then call us the way they call, we all the money matrix inside we now any side we people and they na so they happen now na Sierra Leone.
For example, Mr. Sundu, we don't get a concern we are in a private school. The first cumbra them, whether it picking go family day or the outing whether they make you go, go you for pay that money they guy for. Is it supposed to be at that?
It's not correct. It's not correct. Let me can say whether in a private school, whether in a government school, I think say the minister get for do something because this not cry. Be it private school or government school, now all the ministry in there. Now you regulate them. For me, the kind thing I say for this for small picking them. For let them pay go sit down inside bus. We don't hear about accidents. Can go picking them, for let them go
do
call them
outing, yes, later on.
You see what's out, they see trouble. So for me, some of the things they, if not for extort money they no more, then for left them kind of bad thing in there. Let them concentrate on them picking and development. But good thing in the way don't they now. you understand, way for make picking a land book. This now modern time. You get in tablets, you get anything we go do research into for bring and come now your curriculum. Not so pass it can go na water. Not so pass it can go na beach. Now the education that one day, in fact, most of them wildlife, bad life they come on now picking it hand. You understand? So for me, I think say the teacher them for him back on more research, how for bring new thing them to the school system. Than they take up picking them go put in a bus, give about their accident, so they get lost. So I think say the minister gets a role for play. But make I talk about this, possibly talk about the components about the free quality education. It talk about Feed Sierra Leone. Yeah, I mean, the feed school feeding program, which is ongoing. Yeah. Then I don't want to talk about politics. If na cassava they cook na school, you know this now they talk about how we for get what we call food diversification. In those days, when they come up, some of food not be they eat something in there, but they see the one will be less fortunate. They cook bologo na school. Bologo, we don't become expensive. They cook cornmeal, and then say you know they choose. Now wait till you meet, now they eat. But if we don't say now Africa for be Africa, we now one of the two we made a campaign for say, let we even get with more than democratic, process. Africa look get we model. How they rule we say, how they develop we say, how for make sure say we do we own thing the African way. We also for quas and kill we say. You understand? If they cook cassava, but make it deliciously. Na school picking it, I don't think it's not bad. If they cook plantain, we make them fine. I don't think it's not bad. This time we look at products. Now in Ghana they do, Kenya. In fact, some man now they own attire where they use not all this with man business. Now wait till we they produce. We own style for wear as uniform na school and day. Yeah. So for me, not politicize and stuff there. If they go on, the BFP, in fact, now partners in the support them kind of stuff they go on. Then the person talk about sanitation. That's a fact. Now they talk. But let them see in a school. Because you know what's saying in picking a school, you not getting facilities in there. You picking are not used to that. You picking on they go to school, now you want to use your own toilet, safe toilet, and they do all kinds of things. But we go to the public side now, it not getting right. Yeah? This other person we call and talk about, the light system. The last administration talk about they left the light system 14.5%. The one they don't count until we see 38.6%. But we still in the energy crisis. We not even do nothing yet. As we see the city set they expand. But today we talk about light. Light they go and come, even though they into the rains. So we not get and write it. All of them things they will get for put and right. You understand? This other person we talk about the former president Nkrumah continuing about reducing the university fees. Governance is continuity. Then they talk about paying for forms. The one in Canada Pool and day. The STEAM program for women is still going on a free university. The one that don't talk about that. So all government get in own way they do in own thing them. Certain things the way they do way higher. The one in Canada relax them. But now we get for accept them. You understand? In the way we feel say it correct. The other person they talk say when they do due diligence, journalists and civil society. What do you mean? In those days, they pay for we go school, even tell you na be the highest fees that one day. Na be university fees that one day in those days. But you know what they expect say that same way they pay that 30 leon trade we put all together something at 100 and something leons. Now that kind same thing go they continue for school fees. Now they look at things, we begin narrate them. You see, this is one of the things where we talk about civil society involvement into governance. Because we get to know the issues. And let me talk about the issues. The issues here, we know say things are difficult. But you know what tell me, say, when we born, from the 80s, when they go school to now, things we are the same. They are not. And we need expect for them to be the same. But always we tell we the citizens, let we work towards them. Let we see who side government they bring, where it correct and where it's not correct. Right. You understand, eh? So that's my advice. Then when they do say, for me for pay for them, very expensive for even go to school. And we see, we talk about the education and practices. For go college, people the way the pass was, this government can get an entry point. Go sit another exam. So when someone say drop out there, now because the way someone acquire for enter into this university, you know where we go. They don't sit to ask, but you know where we go. If they say go face the exam, you know where we go. You understand? So we are the citizens. Now we get for make we say because the education we get, you get for sit down. You make sure say this education it reflects on you say.
Okay.
Not so for go get no more. Go buy paper. The way you can enable for do now nothing. We want for tango route we get. We go sit down, we write, we put on, other people they look at them. But you know what day you go get worse, you go na university, then we go do nothing. And that they happen all this while. Okay. So for me, the lecturers, the university administrations, the school administrations, make them go back and sit down and do the needful. But let nobody not tell you say the free quality education. Yes, that is embedded in the constitution.
Right.
But some be they pay, some they pay. This don't kind of, it don't cascade them from classes 1. No one know about public exam or whatever exam, but take the cue. All we need now proper administration into the finances, then charges. How will they go? Now we the citizens now for look at how government for put that one day into real form.
Okay, continue for the way to be inside the program. We still get calls them. Well, I'll take this call and take music break inside the program because we'll not get better time again. Good afternoon. You name and inside the call from.
Yeah, again, I call from Regent.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
I know Mr. Sundu misunderstand what you are saying. Mr. Sundu, for letting you know, up to now, government they pay 10 leons for term for primary school picking. Now government they pay currently. So now 30 loan government they pay every year. So now misunderstand what you are really saying. But my question to you now, I will ask you now generally as a citizen. You go prefer government pay for you picking from class 1 to SS3, the levy all the burden for paying university fee, or you go prefer government subsidize for 75%, while she pays 25% for university fee for you picking, then you're responsible for the primary to the secondary school. That's the first question. Then secondly, I don't really don't talk this word. Several different radio stations there talk about for that diversify what we eat. Mr. Sundu, for corporates, right now, now 16 leons. If you go buy 16 leon cassava, in order for feed the amount of people away that poor corporates they feed. So not so like say people around for diversify, but it's expensive. It's actually almost how much for planting. Who is there as unable for buy planting? As it is unable for buy, it's not the ordinary winning for get separate kind of liquid they get. So for that diversify now one, what they diversify to? You able for afford them? That's a big question when we for the talk about soon. Because if you look at it now, you look at it now, almost the same price. So diversify to waiting, to whose food will go affordable or cheaper than the rice. So the question I want to look let colleague go answer me directly, yeah? Thank you.
Alright, plenty thank you. Good afternoon, you name and call from. Okay, ma.
Mr. Sundu, you know, answer me, don't publish me more. You tell you radio station where you don't so that then they play as introduction. When Lima talks that 99 megawatts, that one and they left. You know, to politics are different.
Alright, ma.
You tell me now, say that talking. I don't make sure. Not clear for me, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy why your plan not crazy now.
Alright, plenty thank you for your contribution, ma. Alright, think the calls and just the kind side. Good afternoon, you know, please come on your radio set, please.
Yeah, Mr. Sundu, what was the next number? So who's saying will be you campaign?
Please come on your radio set, please. We look at messages them as we wrap up the program. This one from Anoli say the general public does not know what is going on in the society and they do not know what they do not know. It is sad. The way the world changes is by finding solutions to our wants and needs. But in an economy where the masses do not have an income, it is impossible to allow capitalizing to be used for its intended design to fulfillness. Too much lack, less production equal to less to distribution. And this other one say 98.1 why the program no me to go on. Alright. Well, let me answer my own question before I come to me. Well, actually we may get some serious challenge because on Sunday for let people come on at the house, for come attend program, it can very, very difficult. And I make always we can appreciate Solomon Sundu and Doc. We can this Sunday for come talk to the public. But we go do our best as we for address some of the challenges them day. Now, Doc, we dey wrap up the program. Which will be your recommendation? Not then two side there because no we cover today.
Well, let us start first with the education. I believe, say, the educational sector, the first thing we need for do, we need for get a super examination of which really the work for we, and what's not the work. Um, I believe Mr. Sundu they talk about the feeding, school feeding program. I don't go offline quite recently, and I see say some school are not even get answer again. So we need for look at how best we can before address them and see how best we can do them. So the caller we call and talk say government still they pay 10 leons for school fee for primary school. I believe say you need for go back and check because at the moment I not believe say any school in this country will they run on 10 leons per picking. The one self win a private school like how we be the talk of the air. We get money man private school, we get gentleman private school. The one say the poor man private school self not able for take 10 leaves per picking. So I believe so that number they we need for examining cost check them. But nonetheless, I know say government really they pay small money for school fee. But then, if you look at that 30 millions the way they say small so, look at the thousands of picking the way that they pay school fee for. It runs into billions. So you get for no say back that money they we get for prioritize them and see how best we can go. So that money where they ask almost megawatts with the produce under the country. I believe so that they work in a head saga for can tell we right now. But we know they produce much megawatts right now. And that make we get blackout Boku all over the city. We still not pay the cal power ship yet. So the ship not get for give you 24 hours electricity. These are businessmen. Then have they look at how best then go for maximize them. So moving forward, I believe so we get a lot for do concerning the education day. We need for prioritize them. We need for look at waiting the work for we, waiting not the work for we, and sometimes also for just talk. We need for go to the field and see how best things could be done. I can give a very serious example with the services school we talk about. One of the very good person with the former director of AFTEC when at Armed Forces Technical College. He called me once and say, Doctor, I will also prioritize the program. How best we can able for upgrade this services primary school, services school, then get the primary, then get the secondary. Okay. If you go to other countries like Nigeria, the military school, they produce a lot of intellectuals. Where some of them don't even come back to the military, but then they also serve the society. You know, say Nigeria then get that in copper NYSC program, where no matter who that you be, as you don't college, you supposed to can serve your country. I think Senalane will be the try for do with the we own youth service now, yeah. But then we know able to get them to that point stage where will they get them. And I notice among that the NYSC they also get a military training where they undergo, so that at least you go know how to defend yourself, how to do this. These are all basic things that we define and say it kind of looks strange to we because we not sabi them, but these are life skills. You need them everywhere you go. So if we came for upgrade some of them schools, especially then military schools, then I remember the time where we go primary school, we get police school. And then police school, and they said they produce a lot of beginning, but now another year, but all in schools and they. So we need for look at the schools for the forces. Let's see how best we can prioritize them and work on them. For agriculture, first of all, I look at agriculture locally. Let me start first with the one where they produce with plazas, with pepper, then thing that we consume now. So, what to make it so expensive in the market? Yes, we know say other forces then they were responsible for the transportation. We know say fuel. Now you get for buy, for transport and for doing things and they. But all 10 we complain say dollar don't go up, transport don't go up, this don't go up. Can't we have a price mechanism where will be that system where we able for use for so that poor person self we're not able for afford for give for getter. I'll give you example this morning. Say I go to market just for go buy few things them. I spend up to 500 leons. That's me. I can afford it. But how many people can afford it like me? Some people and they weigh them. And if I tell you the number of people that weigh again meals, we know boku. Now about we 5 did they. And there are 2 days safe. Now can kinka. Now we 3 no more did they. So Imagine say you spend that kind of money there for a smaller family. Imagine say you get a host now, we get 15 people in, you get 10 people in, you get 20 people in. How much are you going to spend for them? And when we talk about food, you know, say food they back in stages. So man they eat somebody in status just not the way they give comment. They say if $10 late now for they eat gari for the day, and I smiled. But that is a serious question. Some people in the way now they own the daily food and they gari. How much can they consume? And somebody be they asked me one time, say, doctor, if I eat gari money, gari in the morning, gari afternoon, gari if it's a waiting they happen to me. I say, question can I get? Because now in balanced diet, you they eat so much carbohydrates, and too many of us are just consuming carbohydrates. We not even get balanced diet. So
when a food diversification.
exactly. So basically, we get for a look at how best we go for the. You know what it mean for the UBA Sierra Leonean? We get so many good things in this country. I can always give this example. The Tower of the Ethiopia, I was there for a year. For the first time in my life, I feel the urge for eat fish. Because fish today, the fish where you go meet the market, it's totally expensive. Even Ghana also, the fish where they consume or tilapia. Kakabele, we know it's for international. we don't say we na then snapper, nose, even mina. Some countries they will not get them. But of course we get it in there. So, but how many of us can afford it? Sometimes you go to market, if you meet the mina, the dozen price. If you not get the money, you not go buy. Some people anyway, they own food na money. They just like a mother fry mina. They make her with something petite or cassada or yam. They make her like a stew. They eat them for the day. They are satisfied. That's them. They also get their own diversification. So let's diversify. Not so all man able for eat less. Like I mean, it's also so after a certain amount of after a certain time, I know they eat less. No matter it, because if I eat any digest, I again indigestion. Say the next day, I get also time back where I suppose for eat other food. So if you don't know that about your body system, and you know if you not eat well, you can't stay strong, you can't be healthy, you can't be viable. Most people and they sick and die not to say that because of certain sickness, not because of they not get the balance proper food we then supposed for it. So we need to look at how best we could address these issues. And this not a thing where we talk boku book for. These are realistic solutions.
Simple.
We need to look out for how best we can for solve this thing. I go do research now. I look at the tractor services where even the Ministry of Agriculture they give the tractor that rent and give the farmers. And for you get the rentage of the farm of the tractor, you need for the connection at the extension office. If you don't get the connection, you know the getter. And one big problem they facing, even the tractors where you go to the compound, na the Ministry of Agriculture, you they see beaucoup tractor in park. We don't get mechanic them for fix them up because we then they buy them there, so they're supposed to train them on how to repair them. We don't even do repairs in this country. Sometimes I can say we get a very poor structure. I go through Lumley this morning. As I said, they don't almost complete the market within the park. Very nice building. The question I ask, who is going to maintain that building? So we a bill final. Maintenance culture is lacking. We don't have it. So how do we do it? Imagine a building like IPAM. Less than 5 years, you go to the building, the toilet system, first of all, it's nothing to write about. It's not good. So these are the things we're asking for. How do we get a maintenance culture? How do we have service delivery? How do we get this thing? So if we want to maintain the systems there, so we need to put proper systems in place. We need for learn. We need for work towards having a better system. Until then, Salon will play first. As I said in one other program, I said Salon we really not get president now. Edman first now gets. We get president to go to the right thing.
All right. Thank you for joining us at the program, Mr. Sundu.
Yes.
Will be your message?
Yes, I want for start with the call away. Say I kept saying we should diversify our food, and I will continue to say we should continue to diversify our food. The thing is, you tell me say we get 15 Leone, it produce. I mean, it provide for you 4 cups of rice. Agreed. But me so also go tell you say cassava is cheap. Not so how you look at them. Now just because people get this idea say if you know it rest.
Yes, that is.
Salomon, that's a general thing of we all. We also can say this now staple food. If we not eat rest, nothing no will eat will satisfy. Me where they are, like I talk, some say they don't eat rest. But it not means that because I will afford them, but because I want to diversify the food for make I get myself right. Yeah, the way we talk about if I would prefer for let the governments, increase fees or reduce or cut them up to 75%. I wish for let government do the best for we citizens. If me will afford them, I pay for picking a window to me, even bond them. Yeah, whether need I palm. The fees the money myself. Not so like me when a person where they talk and they pay. They pay. You understand? I will let government say, well, will they take this from this to this? But I want to say again, me and Doc West that the education is not cheap. And we talk this in Africa, but because we status, people will feel saying that because you they in that. Now because we only work for them. Somebody say now then they we not queue for rest, but the price. That has been all the case. Yeah, it always did. So we get to work hard for meet, then kind of stuff then they. And this other person we talk about somebody talk about the economy, right? How we able to forget this thing right? Let we use the great economy system. We will able to involve the informal sector. This informal sector, you don't hear anything people want to talk about. Now I go do research. We get people away, they're able for move tractors. But when tractor get issues, how many maintenance officers they will get into the tractorization? Now make a talk, say, not do farm just for farm, anti-mot farming. But not do farm for business. And if this president talks, say they try for, make 500,000 Sierra Leoneans involved into job, this is the one way. If you bring tractors, train people, now make us use agriculture as a drive. And my good governance program today, which I do. Now that's all. Like it's all doctor talk about. I even mentioned the Sewa ground market. Now we don't do the market, but everything in this country is political. If Sewa ground market, where we don't talk say from the past administration, they don't say this place. Now beside what they call as Victoria Park, we will grow up na this town. We know that one this and I do we go bye. Now the past administration say no, let we use this as a good marketing hub. They don't begin them. This one say don't can they don't done them. Why they not go open this market past the link into politics? And mark you that particular silver ground market now taxpayers money that is with pension. Now NASIT use and NASIT get for make sure say they accrue that money they form them thing there. If NASIT don't do them part, they don't invest that money. You the government not put on politics because NASIT at the end of the day get for use that money for pay pensioners. We get lawyers them, we get honorable members them, we get a justice system, we get former ministers, including we all way that they pay with NASIT, we get for experts with NASIT. So let government not use that as a political tool, let they open them. You understand, eh? So for me, we want to talk about, the educational system. Now make a say in my presentation, may we look at what's in right for we. I even talk about democracy. Let we use the African modern system. Because the democracy they already see, we don't get the tool. Yeah, we don't get the infrastructures in there. Let we get we own. How we go able for live into that. We don't live in the West. But when they say that thing where they happen now, who can how they meet? And they don't like to go 24 hours. Still, if I don't get better light. So I go say don't make a right. So that man me we talk say they say 99 megawatts. I think that now the wattage they tell you about. They tell you about now the car power ship we doc measure about. We still get for pay them. Then they produce waiting them they tell you about 50 megawatts. Now that they mean waiting the machine able produce. But when they talk about the percentage now, how the one they be left and today and how the one they now don't can left. It means that we not still get a right as a country for over 40 years. Yeah? So man they call it energy poverty. But with the talk say not to energy poverty, we get the energy, but how we know to improve on that kind of stuff today. Right. So the school system, how will not be don't get them? What's wrong within these 7 years? Then we call back the authorities and we sit down and make the model we will fit with system.
Alright, plenty thank we join we this Sunday in Emna Solomon Sundu, Executive Director for Bianchi Foundation, as we there for look at 7 years of President Bill na the agriculture and education sector. And same way so inside the program we get Dr. Victor Monina, researcher, consultant, and lecturer pro Idealist Limited. Plenty thank you for joining inside the program this Sunday.